swiftly. Heavyweight would be next. We're going to skip heavyweight. I think heavyweight is pretty dominated by Tanner Rice, Leandro Lowe. I think those guys.
It's the showdown we're expecting in the final.
I think we're going to see those guys in the finals. A great match. Leandro's been able to win the last couple times, but Tanner closing the gap there. So we're going to move on to medium heavy, a very, very competitive weight class here, medium heavy. These last couple days, we've been watching the sign-up list, right, for this whole week. And medium heavy, super heavy, heavyweight, they've been switching around.
They have.
People have been kind of moving names, kind of
some strategic weight changes.
A little bit of a chess match going on. It seems like people are moving up, down, a little bit all over the place. But medium heavy has turned out to be a very exciting division. Am I going to go first?
Yeah, your turn.
I'm going to go first for this one right here. Medium heavy. Keenan has won in 2015. Leandro won in 2016.
And then Patrick Gaudio won last year with Lucas Holt taking silver. Now, of course, Keenan's up at super heavy, Leandro's up at heavy, so that kind of opens the door a little bit there for maybe Holt to come out. I don't know. I don't want to influence your picks.
I totally agree. I mean, I think, man, these past couple months, Nogi Worlds and Euros, Lucas Barbosa has just looked absolutely unstoppable. Really, really hard, I think, to pick against Lucas Barbosa at this moment in time. I'm going Lucas Hulk Barbosa in the #1 spot. In my #2 spot, making the finals, I think it's going to be Rolando Montero.
Oh.
He's been having a great year. I like his attitude.
European champion?
European champion. We went down to his training camp last year, right before Worlds. He's a guy who works extremely hard. I like his attitude. I like what he's doing. And I think you know, what he's doing out there in Arizona is going to start to pay off this year. I'm going to pick Rolando to make the finals. Yep, like you said. And then #3, the Marcelo Garcia representative, Marcelo Garcia Academy, Mateus Diniz, always a guy who's in there, who's on the podium. I think one of these guys, I think he's going to lose out to one of those guys, but certainly possible for Mateus to be in the final as well. You know, I think we maybe expect him to be. He's always up there. So Mateus Diniz in my 3rd spot. I'm going to go out on another limb here. Take Nick Schrock, a guy we haven't seen in a little while. But man, you remember him at the 5 Invitational?
I absolutely
He looked unstoppable at that tournament. We haven't seen him really since then. Haven't seen him compete too much.
No, he's been under the radar.
But now out there with Hywel Jiu-Jitsu in San Diego. I know he's been working. He's got some pretty badass judo. I'm looking for that to be on display here. Medium heavy, Hulk, Rolando, Mateus, and Nick Schrock rounding out the top 4. Your turn, Hal. What do you got? What do you think?
Well, it's tough to pick against Hulk in the final, okay? And I'm afraid that I'm going to have to mirror that. And, you know, as much as I would love to see somebody else come in and take it, I gotta say, man, Hulk, you know, he's on fire. He's got that killer Atos camp, you know, just adding talent in. So many other guys coming in and bolstering that team.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah. I mean, you know, they're taking over. But having those bodies to train with, pushing you every day in that room in San Diego, is going to just make him even bigger and badder than ever before, right? The only factor I feel is maybe the weight cut, because, you know, he was pretty big there. He was competing at super heavy for a little while, you know, heavyweight. He even went up to ultra heavyweight for Europeans. But if he can make the weight, you know, the cut, no problem, then it doesn't affect his performance, then Hulk for goals.
A force to be reckoned with, for sure.
However, how does the rest of this podium play out? Okay, so I really like the addition of Hudson Tellez, the brand new black belt representing Caio Terra. Now Hudson, he had a bad tournament at Europeans in that he lost in the first round, but he lost by very small margin. I think it was like 1 advantage to Charles Negromonte, who is an absolute beast from Roger Gracie. I think Hudson's going to go back to the gym. After that, he's going to play with it, you know, he's going to fix those little mistakes, and I see him making it to the 2nd place, into the final in his first major tournament on the US soil. I see Hudson there at 2nd. But of course, then that leaves this wide open. So I'm going to pick an Alliance stalwart, another guy who's just really a workhorse, has been at it forever, and that is Renato Cardozo. He is, man, Renato has taken bronze pans like 2 years in a row, so this will be the 3rd. He's always like right there. Rolando, I love you, but in a division as wild as this, very unpredictable, difficult to pick. I mean, that could just just could be anything. But
Yeah.
totally depends on how the bracket plays out. But that's my podium right there.
Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I mean,
good.
it's not as good as my podium, of course, but yours looks pretty good. It's okay.
Well,
It's
thank
okay.
you.